Jeez, calm down.
It's not like my 1999,
Yeah, right.
like my Jon Benjamin's 1999.
What was that?
All I remember is I took ecstasy, and when I awoke on a boat, Staten Island ferry, everything was the same. And it was 2000.
Final frontier, space. I am yet again a total badass. I fly a spaceship, which is super cool. I'm still cranky and angry and slutty and horny.
I mean, this is a really, really funny season because I think the opportunity for comedy is a little different because in space, essentially, like, anything's possible. And anything is already kind of more possible or probable in an animated show because you can do anything you want. But for some reason, this season, there's just like a lot of like opportunities for like weird interaction with new life forms and new kind of like strange new worlds and new civilizations. So yeah, it's been a really fun season.
We're stuck inside a space nautilus between his colon and his cloaca. What's a cloaca?
It's an organ that's used for excretion and also intercourse.
Smart.
Well, it's fun to be in outer space, and Cyril is the self-appointed first mate of the Seamus, and he has a little bit of the Spock role in terms that he looks at the scanner a lot and does some stuff with the control board, but mostly it's just goings-on inside the ship or other ships, and he's kind of back to being his normal, pathetic Cyril self,
Krieger is back. That's exciting, although I love crackers. And he's a robot or a synthetic human this season as opposed to a clone. Come on, spilling all my robot milk.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
She can turn into this orb that has more power and more dominance and whatever than even she could have ever dreamt of. And then she goes back to being our gal Mal. So it's exciting for her.
Bring it, Bird!
It's fun that we're all in space, and Adam, who wrote a lot of the show, he's a space nerd, so he puts in a lot of fun references. But the most fun thing is that Pam is no longer a human. She's not in human form. She's like a gigantic rock monster. And she's actually, I was like, what is she going to look like? They said she was the size of a dump truck. And I was like, oh my God. But she's pretty cute. Like, she's kind of got a cuteness to her. It's really fun.
She kind of looks like the Thing a little bit from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But she's just this big...
She looks like the big ape in Herculoids, too,
Yeah,
if you
the
remember
Herculoids
that.
ape, yes.
Short answer is like nothing ever changes for Archer, right? Like it's trying to get somewhere where Archer becomes a better person, or he's going to work out all these this interior crisis. But hopefully he'll come out of it a better person. But I feel like that will never happen. Yeah, the lesson is like no matter where he goes, he'll never change.
He's Archer.
Shows up the same asshole.
Sun's out, guns out. Well, in space, the sun is always...
Don't step on my line!
I always know we're going to do something different, but the show itself and the dynamic between the characters is pretty consistent. So it's like I don't really I didn't get to go to space,
Yeah, right.
So yeah, exactly. It's the same. Like we're just reading words in a sad box.
Yeah. See, I thought they would have had you record in zero gravity.
Wouldn't that have been great?
Kind of
God, they're so cheap. Like how expensive would that be?
Come on.
I'm really not into sci-fi. I was in the first Doctor Strange, though, which was a movie of the week on television in the 70s. I was Morgan Le Fay.
Whoa.
I'm not the biggest sci-fi fan, but I liked Alien.
Very Alien influenced, the film Alien and the Aliens franchise. There's a lot of that influence going on in the season, as well as a lot of, at least my favorite sci-fi films, which are like a lot of 70s and maybe early 80s stuff. A lot of those same tropes and all that kind of stuff is represented this season. So it's really great. If you're a sci-fi fan, the season is so fun just on that level alone.
In this season, we're kind of like referencing 4 or 5 different, maybe even 6 or 7 different types of sci-fi, because we're big fans of the original Aliens kind of tech, and then there's a little bit of Battlestar, there's a little bit of Star Trek.
Star Wars. And I think anybody who grew up kind of in the era that we grew up, and even now, it permeates every level of society, so we had to do it.
Yeah. It's not one particular sci-fi thing that we're doing, we just kind of pushed them all together into a thing.
Also, I've seen the first episode. So gorgeous. every year the show gets more and more beautiful. And this year, like, all the outer space and the battles and everything like that, it's so beautiful. The gang at Floyd County just really knocks it out of the park.
Archer 1999. The all-new season premieres Wednesday, May 29th on FXX.